welcome back to the channel. I have the 105mm Cloudwheels with the 40T pulleys on the Evolve. So I'm testing, you know, how they handle, how the Evolve is with these higher teeth pulleys and with the Cloudwheels. We all know that I love the Cloudwheels. It hasn't changed. So even on this board, I've seen a drastic difference in the comfort of the board. Decided to come on about a 25-mile ride, I'm guessing. Hopefully I make it all the way back to my truck. But with views like this, how could you not come here? So there's a lot of steep hills here. I did ride the board here with the urethane wheels and the 32T pulleys. So I'm just kind of coming back to see if there's a drastic difference, how big of a difference, stuff like that. So again, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for all my subscribers and everybody that comments. You guys are the ones making that channel great. So I appreciate it. Keep it up. All right, time to test out the 40T pulley with the 105 Cloudwheels. I have it in GTR mode. I have it set to 107mm wheels with 38T pulleys. It's the only option that's even remotely close. So we're back at that same exact hill that I did the Onsra versus the GTR on. Let's see how well it gets up this thing. Here we go. So it has some kick right up the very first part of the hill. 11. It's kind of dying down like it did. 12, 11. Nine, 10. At least I'm picking up here. 12, 13, 13. So right at the top of the hill, it hit 13 miles an hour. I mean, the remote might not be perfect because it's not set up with the right wheels and pulleys, but it's all I got to work with this remote. So it did feel like it had some power, but it still ain't beating the Onsra up that hill, even with the 40T pulleys. And the Onsra had 40T pulleys on it also. I think it's at 12S power. But yeah, there it is. Alright, so let's talk about speed. Speed, I haven't really noticed a difference. It might be a little bit slower, but I think with the 105 Cloudwheels and the 40T pulleys, the gearing's pretty close to the same as it was, I guess. But yeah, I haven't really noticed too big of a difference. I can still do 25-ish miles an hour, and the brakes are still horrendous. Anything over 20 miles an hour, it wants to kick me off the front of the board. So all of that has not changed. Such a cool place to go riding. So this is called Garden of the Gods of Colorado Springs. It's such a cool place to go riding. So it's a one-way road that does a big loop around here, and there's a walking and biking trail on the side. The speed limit's supposed to be 20 miles an hour. You know, people go above that, but everybody pretty much stays in their lane. And there's some time when there's a camper or something like that in front of me that I'm going faster than the cars through here. Right now I'm doing 15 miles an hour up this hill. So let's talk about hills real quick. I have seen a difference, but like right now, this is getting a little too steep for it. I'm floored and I'm doing 12. So I have seen somewhat of a difference. Not necessarily as much as I would have hoped, or when I'm starting from a complete stop, it'll get that initial bite and you know, it'll get up to about 8 to 10 miles an hour. And then it kind of just flattens out. But if I'm already moving and I have some momentum, it'll keep that momentum. Look at this. Look how cool. So as far as range, I haven't really noticed a difference. I mean, I haven't gone on a 32-mile ride again, but unless you weigh 200 pounds and you live in the mountains, my range tests aren't really, it gives you a good general idea, but it's not perfect. So I'm just gonna go real world riding and give you a percentage at the end of like this ride. This ride will end up being about 24-ish miles. There's no difference in the sound of the board, so it's still super quiet. I mean, it really didn't change anything about the board except for the comfort. Now, don't get me wrong, the urethane wheels that come on the Evolve are the best that I've tested. It's just with where I ride, with the rough asphalt and the seams of the sidewalks, I just like the Cloudwheels better. That's why I run them. But yeah, comfort's definitely up. It's a little bit better up hills, not great. The Onsra would still whoop it. The Onsra is still whoop it up hills. It's just this has more range than the Onsra, so that's why I'm riding it on this and to do the review of the kit. I'm really impressed with the entire kit from Cloudwheels. I didn't expect it to be as high of quality as it was. I love it. So thanks Cloudwheels, you guys made a great kit. What else? I bought a spare belt, and then I realized that the belts that come with the Cloudwheels kit are one of the same belts for the Onsra. So if you have the 40T pulleys for the Onsra, it's the same belt. And if you have both boards, you don't have to buy extra belts. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I mean, there's not much I can say about it except for just going through the stats that I've seen. It's a little bit better up hills. I can't tell if it's more aggressive on the brakes over 20 miles an hour or not, because the brakes are just so terrible over 20 miles an hour. But yeah, I'm super glad that I got the kit. I'll never put the urethane wheel back on it. There's no need for me to put them back on with where I ride. No changes in the distance, big change in the comfort. What else do you want to know? Post it up in the comments below. Okay, just got done with my ride. Remote has me at 26.7 miles. The GPS has us at 24.6 miles. Now that's off because the Evolve remote, you can only choose certain wheel and pulley combos. So I chose the 107 millimeter wheels with the 38T pulleys. You can't just change your gear ratio like you can on pretty much anything nowadays running the Hobbywing ESC. So with the Hobbywing, you can change your wheel size, well, at least on the Onsra, you can change your wheel size every millimeter increment, and then you can figure out your own gear ratio and plug it in, and it makes it extremely accurate. This isn't as accurate. So GPS had the max speed. Now granted, I did the max speed run at about 60%, 50% battery, but it has the max speed at 23. So I did lose a little bit of max speed going with the 40T pulley and the 105 Cloudwheel, but I gained a little bit of hill climbability. I'm gonna say though, it's still not great. If the Onsra went as far as the Evolve, I wouldn't ride the Evolve on street setup. I'd ride the Onsra. It's a better board. In my opinion, it climbs hill better, more powerful and faster. It just doesn't struggle as much as the Evolve does with my weight and the hills that I'm riding. So that sums it up. Oh, I never talked about acceleration with a new gear ratio. So acceleration, just ludicrous as it was before. I can't really hit full throttle with a 97mm wheel from a dead stop, and I still can't. So it's a little bit more oomph below 10 miles an hour, but I mean, it's still absolutely insane. So for acceleration, the Evolve has it, but they need to change something to get this board up hills better. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for everybody that subscribed and that's commenting on the videos. This is kind of going to go away for a little bit. I got to put some miles on the Onsra. The Onsra has about 440 miles. I got the new deck swapped out. I put some different grip tape on it. I put the black Cloudwheel 105 millimeters on the Onsra because it looked better with the grip tape. But that's the board that you're going to see next. So thanks everyone. Stay tuned.